Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Creating Inner Beauty. I'm here today with an Oracle deck unboxing. This Messengers from the Great Bear Oracle Cards 2nd edition. And I have this, just got this into stock in my online shop. And I was really interested in this Oracle deck because I didn't have any animal-themed Oracle decks. And so when the creator contacted me, I just was super intrigued to see what the Great Bear Oracle cards had to offer us. So this comes in a nice two-part box. It's quite a smooth finish. This is the back. Messengers from the Great Bear Oracle cards. This is the 2nd edition, and it says an intuitive oracle deck inspired by the Pacific Northwest. Each box contains 56 hand-illustrated cards and a guidebook. And so the box did come sealed initially with 2 seals over here, but I undid those just for the ease of opening the box on camera. And inside the box says, "May this inspire you to connect with the land and your heart." So we have the guidebook, and we have the cards, and then it looks like the Oracle deck will give 5% of all sales to Sea Paws charity to help maintain our wilderness and the world that inspires us most. Beautiful. So let's take a quick look at the guidebook. Now the creators of this oracle are named Sarah Hammond and Brenda Holmes, and they worked together to create the deck. Sarah did the hand drawings, and Brenda did the interpretations, and that's kind of talks about this in the first page. Gives a little bit more information about their inspiration and how they work together. Then it goes into ways to approach the deck. And it says, the interpretations presented in Messengers from the Great Bear are based around thoughtful animal research and meditations. We have chosen to write the animals through a lens of gender fluidity with the goal of creating a safe and inclusive space. Oh, I love that. We acknowledge that to some degree we all hold within us a mixture of both the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. We invite you to take what resonates most with you from any given card. So it looks like it says they meditated upon each animal and asked the animal to share a message for interpretation. And if the particular message does not resonate with you, they ask you to sit with the card and the animal energy and seek a more meaningful message for yourself. I like that. You know, I definitely think our own intuition is the best guide. And so, and each deck speaks to each of us differently. Our guides speak to us differently. So I think I like that. Oracle deck care, interpreting contrary cards. I've never heard them called contrary cards, but I kind of like that. Not every lesson or message comes to us directly in solid shades of black and white. Some messages are a little harder to discern and a bit more gray in the scale of appearance. Contrary cards are something to be welcomed, not feared. These cards are the ones that appear upside down in your spread, so it does allow you to shuffle in reversals. We encourage you to read the full upright meaning as well as the contrary meaning when this happens, as when we delve into the contrary, there may be a mixture of meanings that present themselves to you at this time. We chose to include these deeper inquiries as a way for you to further your intuitive investigation. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Notice what you gravitate towards and what you turn away from. Again, this is yet another way you can start to inquire within and connect with your intuitive self. Okay, I love that. So then it goes through some spreads, and then it gets into the meanings. It looks like we have a black and white picture of each card, and then the upright meaning and the contrary or reverse meaning. And it looks like there's about a page for each animal. Okay, let's see if there's anything interesting at the back. Bibliography. And other card decks that they drew inspiration from. That's nice. And a message of gratitude. Okay, wonderful. Let's get into the cards now. Now, it's a 56 card deck, as we talked about already. Has this beautiful sort of green patterned back. They're very matte finish. It's kind of a very small rounding in the corners, so look a little bit more rectangular to me. The cardstock is thin, but flexible. And then let's begin here with bald eagle. And it does have the keywords at the bottom. Visionary, discernment, spirit. I love that for bald eagle. Looks like it also incorporates some plant that is, I'm assuming, native to the Pacific Northwest, and we'll definitely, take a look at a guidebook entry when we're done flipping through the cards. So we have bald eagle, bat, darkness, transition, rebirth, bear, introspection, manifestation, silence. Interesting. Beaver. Gotta keep beaver. Builder, dreams, home. I love that. I love this flower too. Bee, community, organization, harmony. Belted kingfisher. Independence, detachment, and self-importance. Yeah, I'm really liking these keywords. I don't necessarily know all of these animals. I'm originally from California and now in Kansas, so I've never really spent a lot of time in the Pacific Northwest. So it's kind of nice that they have these different keywords that if you don't know much about the animal mentioned, you can start to get an idea about it that you can jump off intuitively from. And then, of course, you have the guidebook to look in as well. Blue heron, stillness, grace, reflection. Butterfly, growth, faith, metamorphosis. Beautiful. Caribou. I like with the butterfly, before I go on from there, the keyword faith. I've never really thought about that before, but it must take a lot of faith to kind of cocoon and then trust that you're going to reemerge. And so I think that's a really interesting keyword for butterfly and not one I've heard very often. Okay. Caribou. Leadership, skill, teamwork. Chipmunk. Exploration, activity, curiosity. Cougar. Warrior, agility, calculated. So kind of tapping into the cougar as a hunter. Coyote, trickster, wisdom, play. Crow, speech, duality, shadow. Speech, very interesting for crow, the speech keyword. I actually just recently found out that raven and crows can mimic human speech. I did not know that till sometime this year, and I was totally blown away by it. So I think that is so interesting. Deer, gentleness, compassion, love. I love that for deer. Dolphin, breathe, linguistics, code. Interesting. I do understand that dolphins have their own kind of language underneath the sea that they use to talk with one another. So that makes a lot of sense. Dragonfly, light, color, consciousness. Duck, emotions, nurture, community. And I like how this has a very pared down sort of color scheme with the kind of antique-y back and the charcoal pencil drawings and then the little pops of color in the plants. The decks I tend to gravitate toward are usually a little bit more colorful, but this is kind of a refreshing change, actually. Falcon, speed, determination, focus. Fox, perception, shapeshift, cleverness. I like that. Oftentimes we see fox associated, I feel like, with a little bit of like slyness or sneakiness. So I like that it's kind of a different take on fox and how they can be very clever and perceptive and aware of their surroundings. Frog, cleansing, ritual, emotion. Goose, consideration, cooperation, collaboration. That's very interesting to me for goose, the keywords. I have this flock of geese that resides in the complex in which I live in and across the street, because there's kind of a hiking area and a pond. And anyway, there's geese that like walk around all of the time. And they often stop traffic, etc. And I gotta say, yes, they do kind of seem to live cooperatively with one another, but they also can be really aggressive when you're walking by. If you get too close to them, they get a little snotty. So that's just interesting to me. Hair. Motion, vulnerability, fertility. I love the expression on the hare's face. It's so aware. Herring. Nourishment, unity, impact. Hummingbird. Sweetness, joy, beauty. Humpback whale. Lullabies, records, ancestry. Interesting. Jellyfish. Flow, pulse, surrender. I like kind of the light coming in here as if it's underwater with the little bubbles. Loon. Wild, primal, remembrance. Lynx. Beautiful lynx. I'm a fan of big cats, so I enjoy that. Unseen, instinct, secrets. Marmot or marmot? I'm not exactly sure. I've never seen that before. Patience, depth, boundaries. Moose. Strength, accomplishment, authority. Mountain goat. Agility, confidence, balance. Mouse. Observation, scrutiny, organization. A little mousy. Northern flicker. I've never heard of that bird before. It says rhythm, perspective, change. I kind of like that this is exposing me to some animals I've never heard of before, so I can learn about them as well. Octopus, so camouflage, grace, intelligence. Yeah, octopus actually really does move with a lot of grace and agility. Orca. I used to be obsessed with killer whales, with orcas, when I was a little girl, and I drew many pictures of them, so I kind of like seeing this. Sensitive, sound, empathy. Owl. Wisdom, truth, silence. I like how the owl seems to be kind of like in some sort of mid-dive, with the wings spread here and the light kind of shining down on it. Raccoon. Dexterity, disguise, protection. Raven. Death, decay, foresight. Salmon. Abundance, determination, selflessness. Yes, the determination because of the swimming upstream. Sea lion. Conviction, protection, pride. Sea otter. Otters are so cute. Curiosity, play, creativity. Seagull. Opportunity, resourcefulness, scavenger. Seal. Imagination, dreams, harmony. Skunk. Confidence, reputation, respect. Snake. Transformation, healing, eternity. Interesting. Spider. Ooh, that's a big spider. Storytelling, infinite possibility. Spirit bear. Interesting. Stewardship, devotion, conservation. Squirrel. Agility, preparedness, resourceful. Starfish. Gut, instinct, and regeneration. Interesting. Stellar's jay. Honesty, communication, vision. Swan. Beauty, paradox, poise. Tufted puffin. Expression, disguise, humor. Turkey vulture. Purification, humility, obviate. Turtle. Patience, heart, longevity. Wolf. Beautiful wolf. Teacher, discipline, freedom. And then wolverine. Grit, power, dignity. A lot of interesting animals, some of which I'd never heard of before. So I'm going to give this a quick shuffle. And let's see. Can do a decent job of riffle shuffling. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Ha! I'm the worst at that. One more time. Let me give this a try. That was a user error. Nothing to do with the deck. It actually bends really nicely. It's quite a thin but flexible cardstock. I would say if you're someone who likes a thicker cardstock, you might have some issues with the cardstock of this deck. But if you're someone who does like to riffle shuffle and apparently can do it like better than I can, you might really enjoy how flexible it is. Because it doesn't feel like thin in such a way that would be bad, just in that it doesn't have that kind of thickness that a lot of decks that are coming out right now do. Okay, I'm just going to draw an example card and then check out what the guidebook has to say. Okay, and I'm feeling one from in here. Falcon. Speed, determination, focus. Okay, let's see what Falcon has to say. Now, it does look like these are alphabetized. So I'm going to Falcon. We have the picture on the side. And then it says, Falcon can travel great distances to reach its destination. It is said that Falcon is the fastest bird on Earth. Perhaps this one is faster than the speed of thought. If Falcon swooped into your cards today, know that the goal you are working toward requires focus and determination, but that it is also within reach. So then it has some questions. What are your goals? What is most important to you? It is Falcon's determination that allows it to thrive in many habitats and situations. With speed and clarity of vision, Falcon energy brings it all to the table every time. Call on Falcon for help in making those important actions and take the initiative and believe in yourself. Believe in your vision. You know where you're going. So that message definitely resonates with me. If it does resonate with you as well, you can definitely take it. Contrary Falcon. Contrary Falcon can signal a time of indecision and distraction. Are you ignoring what is right in front of you, second-guessing your instincts? If this card has shown in your reading, Falcon's message may be to reassess a situation and your desires. So basically just has the wisdom of the animal and the guidance from the card. Doesn't seem like it gives too much information about the animals themselves. But definitely I think that that's something that could be interesting to do a little bit of research on, like if there is an animal that you're unaware of, perhaps it's not in your part of the world, worth I think looking into in addition to what the guidebook has to say. But I felt like the message was pretty straightforward, and I like that it has some questions for you to meditate upon or journal upon and to consider when you're doing your readings. So that is the messengers from the Great Bear Oracle cards. Do give this video a like if you liked this deck unboxing and flip through, and please, I'd love for you to subscribe if you'd like to see more deck unboxings, more content around spirituality, healing, growth, and